It's really windy right now, but hey everyone, so I'm outside because in these last few days of summer I thought I might as well take advantage of getting to film out here while it's nice and warm and I can actually be in a tank top. So I'm filming outside. There is my neighbor right over there who can see me filming, who's mowing her lawn. There's cars passing by, there's the wind, but we're going to deal with all the sound issues. I hope the mowing isn't too loud for you. Today I'm going to be doing my advice for incoming freshmen for high school. Before I get into this, enjoy my lovely hammock. I know it makes a great background. It's kind of like you can still see that it's a hammock, but I like the background and it's going to flip-flop throughout the video, but that's okay. I am a senior in high school now. That feels so weird saying that. I have experienced 3 years of high school. I think I do know basically the do's and don'ts of high school. From my perspective, I know there's a bunch of other do's and don'ts, but this is just my list that I compiled in my experiences and just my travels throughout high school. Also, everybody's high school experience is different depending on what you do with your life, with your grades, with your just everything. Your high school outcome is obviously going to be different than the next person's, but that's beside the point. So, this is targeted to the incoming freshmen or just incoming high schoolers. I was actually the last graduating 8th grade class of my middle school. And so the following year when I was a freshman, there was an 8th grade class underneath me. So I was still, you know, in the new grade, in the youngest grade, but it wasn't the very youngest because we had 8th graders underneath us meaning me and my grade. So yeah, so this is just for like the 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds, however young you are going into high school. These are tips for you. I'm reading them on my camera right here because obviously I can't bring the computer out here right now. So, tip number 1 is don't freak out if you get lost on the first day. I, of course, was very, very concerned on getting lost the first day of high school. I feel like everybody is because usually a high school is bigger than what you previously went to for your school. Obviously, your high school is going to be bigger than your middle school. If your school system is set up this way, that your middle school, you know, is maybe 5th through 8th, and then your high school is 9th through 12th, and not like some schools are kindergarten through 12th, but if you have transitioned from middle school to high school, I know it can be scary and the school is so big. At least for my school, we have over 2,200 kids in my school, 5 grades. It's a lot of kids. I think I have, it's really windy, so just ignore that. I'm like constantly touching my hair in this video. This is going to be a very long and rambly video, just so you know, but there are key points that I'm going to make to you to help your freshman experience be better. So, yeah, don't freak out if you get lost on the first day. Obviously, you won't know where you're going, even if you took a tour of the school beforehand, because I know that there is, ooh, the wind is picking up, because I know that there is, you know, open house for freshmen usually in high school a couple weeks before school starts, but still on your first day, you're going to be nervous, you're going to be a little frazzled, maybe you forget, you know, where your classes are, or you're just finding your classes. Don't get scared. If you don't know where you're going, ask a teacher, because they know that you don't know the school. And obviously, as I said, you're not going to know where you're going on the first day. But honestly, on the first day of school, I actually vividly remember a lot of parts of my first day of high school as a freshman. I remember a lot of people joking about how they got lost on the first day from my grade. Like, kids like at lunch or in the hallways would be like, oh, I got lost 2 times today. Oh, did you get lost 3 times today? Yeah, I went the wrong way this way. People were joking about it halfway through the day, so it's really not something to worry about. Obviously, everyone's going to get lost on the first day. Just don't freak out if you get lost. On to the next tip, which is don't ask upperclassmen for directions, ask a teacher. Yeah, if you see, well, I kind of touched on this. If you see a senior in the hallway and you have no idea where you're going and you're just a scared little freshman who wants to find their math class and just wants to get to their class for the first day, I'm not saying that seniors are all going to be out to get you, because they are not. So, like, seniors are so nice, some of them. Obviously, I'm going to be a senior, so I'm going to be nice to freshmen. Actually, I love a lot of the underclassmen in my school. But for the first day or the first few days, maybe a senior is feeling, you know, all high and muddy, and this little freshman is asking them for directions, and they're going to lead them the wrong way. Like, I seriously think that that's obviously going to happen the first day, but don't let that happen to you. Ask a teacher, because a teacher will never lead you the wrong way. The next tip is don't be overwhelmed by your school. You'll get used to it in 2 weeks. For me, my middle school was pretty big, but going and transitioning from that to the high school was definitely a world's difference. My high school, as I said, is huge, and so a lot of people were like, oh, you know, you'll get used to it eventually. Literally, I did get used to it within the first 2 weeks. Within the first few weeks of any size school that you go to, you will probably get used to it, no matter how big or small it is, because you pick up a routine and you find the quickest routes to get to your classes, and you find, what hallways are crowded and how you can avoid them within the first couple weeks. So don't worry about that. You will definitely know the school down pat and know where you're going and how to get there and how to get to your class on time. The next tip is keep extra clothes in your locker. Now, this isn't always just for freshmen. There's a plane passing over. I am so sorry about all the noise. You don't have to keep like an entire outfit in your locker, but definitely keep a sweatshirt or an extra pair of shoes, even if you're, not doing gym. But if something spills on you, or if you just get a random stain on your shirt, or something happens at lunch and stains your clothes, then you're gonna want to have something to change into or cover it up. So a sweatshirt or sneakers, I don't know, maybe you're wearing heels that day and a heel breaks, or you don't know what can happen during the school day in those 6 hours. So it's always good to be prepared, and you don't have to bring like 3 extra pairs of jeans to school, but I'm just saying, keep what you need in your locker, whatever it may be. Okay, hi, I'm back. I just went inside because my camera card was all full, so I just didn't want to deal with the reading off my digital camera anymore. My video camera card was full, but long story short, I wrote all the tips that I needed to tell you, the rest of them at least, on this notebook, and now the wind has subsided, which is nice. So, I will just continue on. My next tip is try to find friends from middle school to walk with in the hallways. If you see someone, walking either way or walking in front of you, be like, hey, blah, 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 and like, where are you going? And if you're going in the same direction, walk with them. It's always good to have a buddy. The buddy system works, and it's foolproof, and you'll feel a lot less scared if you are with an acquaintance from middle school, or even if it's a close friend. Then just, if you see them in a hallway, latch onto them as long as you can throughout the hallways, or, in between the time where you see them and what your destination is, if it's different from your friend. The next thing is make plans with your friends for lunch. Find out what lunches they're in. For my school, there's 4 lunches that you could be in. There are different times for lunches depending on what classes you have and all that stuff. So just, if you can, excuse yourself to go to the bathroom in one of your classes before lunch and text your friend and be like, hey, do you have lunch at this time, or do you have second lunch? And then, see if you have lunch together, and if you do have the same lunch at the same time, then agree to meet up, in front of the cafeteria. Don't say, oh, I'll meet you in the cafeteria, because, your cafeteria is probably going to be huge. It's going to be packed with people. You probably won't be able to find your friend. So pick a meeting point. Say, like, in the bathroom outside the cafeteria, right next to the cafeteria, or right in front of the cafeteria. Pick a meeting spot so you and your friend can walk into the lunchroom together and have lunch together. Next is basically for later on. I am going to go back to a few tips for, kind of the beginning of the school year, but this is just, going with what it says on this notebook. So, the next thing is be nice to your teachers and raise your hand. This does not mean to be a suck-up in any way to your teachers. Just be nice to them. If you're nice to your teacher and your teacher likes you, then that teacher is going to be more inclined to giving you a good grade. Obviously, that's what you want your end result to be for the year, or for when report cards come out, is an A or a really good grade in that class with that teacher. So also just raise your hand. Make sure that you're an active participant in that class if it's the kind of class where you have to raise your hand. If it's a discussion class, then discuss in whatever the class is talking about, and just be, I guess, an active student in the class, and don't just like sit in the back and do nothing. The next thing is be organized, get a day planner. My school supplies us with day planners. If your school doesn't supply you with a day planner in the first few days of school like mine does, then go out to CVS and just buy one of those little day planners and keep it in your school bag and write down your homework in it, or just events. It'll ultimately make you a better student, because if I didn't write down my homework in my day planner, then I definitely wouldn't have done any of it, because you go through 6 hours of school. Sorry, there's like a lady riding her bike passing by who just looked at me. You go through 6 hours of school, and then when you come home, you don't want to think about school anymore, and so maybe you take a nap, and maybe you have something to do after school, I don't know. And then later in the night you go and you're like, oh, wait, what homework did I have? And if you have your day planner, that's when you get your day planner out and be like, oh, I have, this math worksheet, and etc., etc., and then you can do your homework and make sure it all gets done. Next, don't overthink your reputation / don't do things to boost your rep. I think a lot of people get caught up in wanting to be popular in high school, and that's not what high school is all about. It's not to be popular. It's just, if you have your close friends, then you're fine, and if you're happy that way, and you're, you know, a happy person in school, which, like, it's kind of hard to be happy in high school sometimes, but you don't have to be the kid on top and, like, the popular girl, the popular boy in school, because it's just, I don't think it's all that's cracked up to be. The thing about don't do things to boost your up, I think you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't if you're younger, but just, kids do things to seem like they're cooler, like, I'm just going to say it, drugs, drinking, partying, whatever. That is a part of high school. You can choose to be a part of it or not. I don't care what you do, just be safe. I'm fine, like, hanging out with my friends on the weekends, going to the mall, and just, like, chilling. It's really, I'm not into the partying scene, and I don't think you need to be to have a fun high school experience. I think that you could definitely have fun in high school without, you know, doing all that. The next thing is, don't overload yourself on hard classes. If you think you can handle them, take them, but always give yourself at least one easy class. I'm not an honors or AP student. I'm an average class taker student. I don't do well. The wind is here again. I don't do well with just super challenging classes that you have 5 hours a night of homework for just one class. I just can't handle it. If you do, that's great. Take, you know, 5 honors classes, but if your schedule fits 6 classes and you want to take 5 honors classes and you're thinking about taking 6, don't. I seriously recommend just giving yourself an easy class. Not saying that, like, you need an easy A or you don't want to be challenged for one block, but you will get stressed. And I've seen, like, a lot of my friends are AP students, and if they don't have one easy class, then they would probably break. If your school offers electives, definitely take advantage of that, and if you're into art, then do an art class on top of all your AP classes or honors classes, or if you're into broadcasting like me, do broadcasting, and just give yourself a break in the day. I just don't want the AP students to go crazy. That's basically what I'm saying. And also, like, just normal high school classes are challenging in general. Like, I have a tip down here, which I'm just going to say now, is academics are a lot harder in high school than middle school by a mile. It is just day and night compared to the work for middle school and high school. I'm sorry I'm touching my hair a lot in this video, but it's windy. It's just the amount of work that you get, the amount of homework, the amount of schoolwork, or classwork, I mean, is a lot. And I don't mean for that to scare you. You may get a lot of easy classes your first year and luck out and not have a lot of homework that first year, or just not have a lot of homework for like 3 classes, then have a substantial amount of homework for your other 3 classes. But academics do get harder, so obviously even if you're not taking AP or honors classes, regular classes are going to be harder. They are hard. It's high school. It's going to be a little difficult and challenging. So even me, for me, well, my school kind of lets you take an elective every year. For my freshman year, I did graphic design. Sophomore and junior year, I took broadcasting, which were probably some of the best decisions that I took class-wise for my high school experience, because I love broadcasting. I realized that I do really love filmmaking, and that this is what I want to do with my life. I really want to, you know, be in the film industry. I'm sorry that my neighbors are yelling. I don't know. Is there a party going on over there? I can't see because there's trees in the way, but whatever. What was I talking about? Broadcasting. Yeah, I love broadcasting so much. I'm taking it next year for senior year. All in all, from that, just give yourself an elective every year. One elective, just one easy class, even if it's just like a study hall or something. My school is weird with study halls. I don't want to go into how that works out, but just give yourself an easy class is basically what I'm saying. No matter who you are, if you're an AP or average kid, student, then just give yourself an easy class. The next thing is social aspect wise. Not everyone is going to be nice. I know everyone was buddy-buddy in elementary school. Everybody was friends with everybody else. Middle school, for me, I think the cliques started to form, and in high school they just get a lot worse. There are going to be mean girls. I'm not saying that there's going to be girls writing about you in a burn book. That doesn't happen. I'm not trying to make this sound scary, but just not everybody is going to be nice. A girl who maybe you think is your acquaintance, maybe talking bad about you to your friend. Like, things happen and just drama happens, and that's not a tip on here, but I just advise you to stay out of drama as much as you can. Not the drama club, but like drama as in friendship-wise and just all that stuff. Like, just kind of be neutral. Be neutral and try to be nice to everyone. I know there are very, very annoying people in high school, and you just got to tolerate them. You won't be seeing them after these 4 years or 5 years, 8th grade or 9th grade, whatever you are. You won't be seeing them after these couple years, so you just got to deal with the annoying people and just basically get out the bad people in your life that are maybe not good for you. Like, I realized that the change from middle school to high school, you have to leave some friends behind, and people are going to change, and you just got to accept that. That's life. So, yeah. That's basically all I can say for that. I can't really prepare you for everything. So, yeah, it's not like you have to be thinking like your best friend is backstabbing you every moment. No, I'm not telling you to be paranoid, but I'm just saying that people change during high school, and just be aware of that. The next thing is, don't feel like you automatically need to scout out your first boyfriend in the first week of school, because you just need to stick with your friends, get the feel of everything for being a freshman, and just get involved with school events and stuff like that before you consider having a boyfriend. And the next thing is, don't go for the douchey guys / quarterbacks and whatnot. I know that the guys on the football team and all the sports teams, they look cute. Not all of them are nice. So that's what I'm going to say about that. Moving on. The next thing, high school is not like a movie. This is not High School Musical. Just had to say that. But, yeah, high school isn't like the movies. It's not like the TV shows. First of all, there is not ample time at your locker to talk to your friends. You don't have like 20 minutes at your locker in between classes. Like, you need to get to your locker and you need to get to class. Maybe you have a minute to talk to your friend at a locker or whatever, but yeah. And also, like, there's no bully, like, there's no number one bully in the school. There's no number one jock in the school or nerd that's like one single person that's targeted and like, that's the school nerd, that's the school bully. Like, that's not real life. It's just in the movies. The next thing is, make new friends, be friendly, and talkative. This is for the first couple days of school. I know I'm kind of jumping around, but if you're sat next to a person in class and it's assigned seating on the first day, they look nice and maybe you want to be friends with them, then just start talking to them. Just chat them up. What's the worst thing that could happen? That they could ignore you, that they could be like, alright, I don't want to talk to you. If they do that, get over it. You don't need them anyway. If not, then maybe you made a new best friend on your first day. Basically, people like to talk about themselves a lot. I think a good starter topic, sentence, conversation starter is, how was your summer? What did you do over the summer? Did you do anything spectacular in these last 3 months? And then you got them talking, and then maybe you find common interests, and then lifelong friendship made, or class-long friendship made. You're welcome. The next thing, if you don't like a class, switch. This is probably my number one tip, because I was stuck in French class freshman and sophomore year. I hated it. It's probably the class that I did the worst in. I don't get French. I should have switched out the first day of freshman year. French is probably my biggest regret of high school, I think, because I just was miserable in that class. And so in the first day, if you don't think that you will succeed in that class, if you don't think you will thrive with just the teacher and how you think the class is going to go and the workload, switch out. If your school allows you to switch out classes after the first day of school, after the first few days of school, do it. Take that opportunity, because you will be so much happier. I didn't choose to do French 3 for my junior year. I am so happy. I took Latin 1. It was probably the best class of the year for me. I loved it so much, and I met a lot of new people, and it was just so much better than French. I cannot even express to you how much better it was than French. It was just so easy to grasp, and I got A's the whole year, and I should have been taking Latin since freshman year. And not just a language. Like, if you think that you can't handle this math class, switch out. Also, I don't mean just switch out, like, math to another math or whatever. Like, even if you can't handle honors and you don't think you can handle the workload, switch down to the average level class. Or if you don't think you can handle AP, switch down to honors. In the first few days, you will probably get the feel of, oh, I'm going to like this class. I'll probably, do good in it. I'll try really hard to do good in it. Or the first day or the first few days, you'll feel so defeated and you'll be like, oh my god, I can't believe this class. I don't know what I'm going to do because the workload is going to be so much and I don't think I'm even going to get good grades in this class. If you have that mindset, switch out right now, because this year junior year, I switched out of my hard math class, and I'm so glad that I did because I had an easy year for math. My senior year I'm going to have a harder year because I'm going to be in a harder math class. I suck at math, so it's going to be fun for me. Not. Another thing that I would really stress besides switching your class is probably my number 2 thing is get involved as much as you can. I kind of hid out my freshman year. I didn't really do much just because I was still getting acclimated to the school. Sophomore year is when I found like broadcasting, the broadcasting club and all that stuff, and I got involved with that. And junior year I got involved with drama club. I did play a musical, the spring musical, with my drama club. It was the first time being in a play. It was so fun. I met a lot of people and I just really loved the whole feel of it. I'm so happy that I did it, and that made me really want to pursue drama club more senior year. I'm definitely going to get more involved. If drama club isn't your thing, go out for sports. For me, I'm not a sporty person. Definitely get involved and be a part of something. You know, be a part of a club or an organized sport because it'll take up a lot of your time, definitely, but you won't regret it because you'll make a lot of friends. Next tip is be yourself. Throughout high school, I became very introverted, and I don't know, I was just kind of always shy, but this year I feel like hopefully I'll be a little more outgoing. I don't know, I feel like drama club has given me a little bit more confidence, and that's another thing, just be confident in everything you say and everything you do because that's part of being yourself. Like, just if you're funny, if you think you're funny, then like crack jokes in class and just be funny and don't think about every word you say and don't overanalyze everything that you do and everything that you say because I really do that and it's annoying. That's what makes me so shy. Maintain your personality throughout the whole high school 4 years of your life. The last tip for all you freshmen out there for this video is keep your chin up and smile as much as possible even when school can get miserable. High school is rough. It has a lot of ups and downs. Keep thinking positive is what I can say. Persevere and you'll get through it. And honestly, high school goes by so fast. Like, I literally can't believe I'm already a senior right now. I really remember walking into freshman year, first day through the doors, and I had no idea where I was going. And now I'm a senior and I know the school down packed. So it really goes by really fast, so don't worry about it. This ends my tips for incoming freshmen for high school. I hope you enjoyed it. I know this was super long, but I had a lot to say. I really wanted to make this video because I've been watching a lot of these, and I just wanted to throw in my own 2 cents. Basically my advice from an incoming senior, which I am very excited about my senior year. I hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it if you are coming into high school. So, thanks for watching. Bye!